bedtime.
Yeah, we got to hurry up and do this because David needs to take a nap. Guys, just a fun, not too long of a video. I'm here with someone that's kind of become a friend over the last few years, Craig. He owns HammerDownFirearms, and he just happened to be in the area because Schmucky here added another Smith & Wesson to his collection. So I thought we'd take an opportunity just to kind of shoot the crap. I am going to have him step outside his normal box of beer, and this is this year's version of Bell's Hop Slam, which I guess after you take your first sip, I'll tell you if you're authorized to not drink the whole thing because you have to drive yet later today. Let's just say that what would you say your normal favorite beer is?
Dos Equis.
Okay, so you're about to drink the equivalent to probably 6.
Wow.
In alcohol. This is 10%.
Wow.
Maybe I should have laid it to you. I had a sip of it before I. And this is released yearly, this time of the year, and when it's gone, it's gone. And cheers.
Cheers.
I wish you would have brought me a gun and not him, but
He brought me 2 guns.
just to rub it in.
Yeah. It's not bad.
The one thing that is impressive is if I didn't tell you it was 10%, and I was just to guess, you'd probably say it's just like almost any other beer. It's going to have a heavier body to it.
It does.
And the hops, and then the each year is honestly a little bit different. Last year's was almost more honey forward than the hop. This is more hop forward.
I would agree with that.
It's almost like what's left behind is almost like you and a cow probably would have a lot to talk about. Out there in the field going.
No, it's not bad. But it is outside of. I would never normally.
Even think about it.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, let's see. So David, I was with him. What was it? 3 months ago now or so.
Oh, not only that, 2 months. Pick that up later.
Yeah.
Craig here was having a gun show down in Barnum.
That's correct.
Barnum, Minnesota, and just happened to have this one with, which was not what David wanted, but it's in the right flavor. Smith & Wesson in 1911. And Craig said, well, you know, everything's kind of weird going on in guns right now. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find you the one that you actually want. So David said, I better go with it, and then made a minor upgrade on the sights. And all was well. And then somebody found him the gun that he wanted. So David threw this into the pile for Craig to possibly sell, and I almost think in my book the fact that he didn't kind of comes as more of a blessing because now David's decided to keep this. Unless of course you want to get in contact with me and want to offer much more than it's worth, and I'm sure he'd be happy to let it go.
I would figure that out.
Yeah, we can figure that all out.
Well, guess which one is empty?
They all better be.
I'll say. And this is what he picked up today. His baby that he's been waiting on. And this is a beautiful gun. Just kidding. Over there, all of a sudden, we're going to have to go over and try to figure out how to get the stool.
Edit that shit out.
Get the stool out of his butt.
No.
Yeah, this is. And
Lightning cut, slide serrations, 30 lines per inch checkering instead of 20.
Okay, you know how Mr. Half a Man over there isn't really a big fan, and I don't want to. This has just got the blacked out.
Type.
You wanna change these?
I've already got the sights to put on. I just wait for the gun.
You know, the question I have for you, and this would be a good thing for a gun guy because one of these things you probably know more. This is kind of a special sight, and it has a special slide cut to go with it.
Right, it's a Bowmar style sight, and it's a Bowmar slide cut.
So what happens? You're just going to have to deal with this extra cut, or did you actually get a fiber optic?
I got a fiber optic.
Just for the front or the...
Both.
So you got Bomars with
They're not Bomars. I might be screwed.
yeah, because you're not going to be able to put Novaks in that sight cut. So
I'm feeling kind of weepy.
Because if you like mine, all I have is the cut for the for the sight itself, and you've got a cut. You've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. It steps down right before the pin for the extractor. Then you've got the actual cut for the sight, and then it steps down again to make room for the adjustment.
correct.
I'm going to have Dusty look at it Monday morning.
But my guess is you'll just have to you will have to just replace the front one, and then you'll have to order the correct rear one.
Oh.
But they do make those with
You know, you actually might be able to find, if you can get the fiber optic, they might be able to just literally be able to unscrew it and screw the new one right into place on that.
Yep.
But yeah, these are...
or Trijicon.
I'm still not sad.
Make night sights for the rear of that.
I'm still not sad.
And just to show exactly where David's heart is, his EDC gun. Boy, this thing is a lot lighter.
Yeah, aluminum frame.
I think you should get rid of this one.
That's what that turned them on to Smith and Wesson in the first place.
Yeah, that was the one that hurt me.
Yeah, this for me in my collection would be impossible not to carry. And I know some people see really ultra beautiful guns, and the last thing that they want is to mess them all up. But I've had the honor to be bestowed a couple of very good friend of mine who are no longer with us guns, and I feel the best way to honor them is to mess up those guns.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gets carried, and and this is what I always tell people, because we went through this when my channel was in its baby stages. I had, when I turned out as a sprinkler fitter, I treated myself to at the time, it was going to be a 1-year production of the Kimber Raptor. And I swore that I wanted that gun, and it took 6 months to get it. And when I got it, it was $1,500 plus taxes and transfer fees and all that. And it was a range gun and a safe queen. And one day I did a video here. I'm not sure if the video is still up under their rules. It might be. And I asked the question to you guys, and I said, if you spent that kind of money on a firearm, would you carry it? And in the neighborhood of something like 80%, the moral of the story was, we are not going to live forever. Yeah. So enjoy it while you have it. And I started carrying that gun like a few days after that video went up. And if I showed it to you now, this side of the gun looks like it rubs against me, and this side of the gun still looks pretty good. But you know what? You hit doorways, you hit seatbelt buckles, and I just love the bobbed guns.
I have a Dan Wesson also that I love. That's bobbed.
So
it's in that category.
Instead of my words, instead in your words, one of the things that I would say is very unique about you, and I'll put a link. He uses Facebook, but you can get a hold of him. Yep. If you have something in particular you want to see if he can get his hands on, I can tell you right now, I won't mention any names, but there is an ultra cheapskate, not me, not him, but maybe another guy in the room. And there's a reason that he always goes through Craig, because Craig is obviously here to run a business, but he's also not here to get rich off of one sale.
Absolutely.
And what I found, like, because I think I've seen you now at 3 or 4 different gun shows, and we've got a big one coming up here in Duluth. So if you're in Duluth next weekend,
at the deck,
down at the deck, and this is the second thing that's going to be taking place there since the whole COVID. So I'm not exactly sure. I want to see what a building filled full of. Oh, can we put some of David's meat in my mouth?
Yes, you can. That's Craig's meat.
Oh, Craig's meat in my mouth. It's going to be the second actual event that the deck has. I think this weekend they have some kind of a bridal thing. Yeah. So it's going to be kind of a test run.
Right, and they're also doing COVID shots down there too at the same time.
Oh yeah.
You pick up a firearm, get a COVID shot. I show you this because One thing that Craig had made a comment on is if you go to these gun shows, especially since this last year, a lot of times you used to be able to walk in, run over to the cafeteria or whatever, some vendor, pick up some hot dogs, and well, nobody's doing that anymore. So he's gonna have beef jerky at his end.
Yes.
Oh, the beef sticks too.
Yep, beef jerky. Old Trapper beef jerky, beef sticks.
I know it's gonna be the first time, especially the brew people, have seen me eat beef jerky.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, I got something for you, David.
Oh no.
There you go. Try this.
Oh no!
What does it say?
It's called Inferno.
Oh, yeah. I should be fine.
Burns going in and out.
You should be just fine.
Made with Carolina Reaper.
Oh hell no!
Not just no, but hell no.
That'd be a hard no.
But it's soft. It ain't hard as a rock.
No.
Well, you like your meat firm, but not hard. Is that correct?
Yeah, especially since I think I've been having some nighttime issues.
Oh, we're talking about your mouth
with
now.
grinding.
Okay.
And
This is kippered stuff, and then this is the regular. But try that afterwards.
I would think you'd sell the hell out of this.
It'll be reasonably priced.
Maybe throw in a bag with a Smith & Wesson 1911.
Absolutely.
Oh, let me throw this in. Not only is Eric and Christine, husband and wife team, characters in my last two books, but now Craig has joined.
Yes.
And he is actually a real life character in my fourth book, and everything I wrote about him is true. He's such a dick.
That's true.
Just so you know.
You know,
You're welcome.
I know somewhere locally sells this, and I've always passed on it because once you have something like the real stuff,
Yeah.
Superior Meats is where they have my favorite is called Colorado, and it's just a particular flavoring. It's not zesty. Christine likes it, and it's the real stuff. And I going off of the taste and the texture of this, I have not tried this yet because the one thing I don't know how much you are in the beef jerky, but some of it literally tastes like a meat cracker.
Sure.
It has a real almost powder. I don't know how to properly word it.
Powder.
Almost like a it's kind of like instead of a 2x4, it's an OSB board out of meat. It's like you imagine it's all ground up and it just kind of stamped into the form of real meat. And this is actually very good.
It's real meat.
Because if I were to purchase this, I would have purchased it again, so I know about it. So evidently, I've seen it and I've passed on it, not wanting to gamble. Because
That's racist.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
Beef jerky is damn expensive.
It is.
And the last thing you want to do is I just spent $10. I took one bite and went,
Right.
"Hey, Schwags, neighbor's dog.
That's something.
You want $10 worth of beef jerky?" No, this is like the actual, like real meat.
Yeah.
Better make sure I have some residual cash on me when I see you next week.
And that's something I just picked up. Plus, it's getting harder and harder to get the niche guns that I carry. So it was just kind of think outside the box and try to sell anything that.
Offset your expenses.
That's right. Absolutely.
I'd say his specialty is specialty.
Yeah.
The first time, and I wish I don't think you had it well, maybe you did have it that day. First time in my entire life I actually saw the MCK.
Yep.
The chassis. I think you maybe did have one, and I chickened out. I'm pulling the trigger, no pun intended. And then like a month later, they were all out of stock.
I gotta have it.
And then 2 months after that, if they were in stock, they were $100 more than what you were selling it for.
Right.
He has had one-off guns like reproductions of the John Wick guns on your table.
Yep. I've
Yeah,
got
you shoved
Predator.
you shoved one of those up my nose, didn't you?
Yeah. We've done quite a bit of the movie guns that you see.
Now, how do you even find stuff like that?
Trade secret.
It is. No, but basically,
I mean,
moving right along.
I mean, okay. So the short answer is you're not putting them together. You're actually purchasing these guns ready to go.
No, that's not. No, that's not exactly right. Usually, I'll find the gun, and then I got to find all the corresponding parts, and then I would go over to a couple of my buddies that are manufacturers and can make stuff happen. And so,
and of course,
that's what they do all day.
I think we're about to be visited by someone who absolutely had to have a gun because it was a quick gun.
Hi.
So when you had yours, that was traumatic on one's wallet.
Yes.
Yes, what are you doing?
And, but yeah, I have several friends that are manufacturers, and they help me out
Please. I know.
to make
Well, if that's the
dream
case,
guns come true.
I might have to start putting a little bit aside in an envelope
So I
until
think we're not going to be
the
recording
one
for a
that,
while because John's
the one that you
bathroom
sold
blew up and
Bunky.
he's got water
I might need to have
everywhere.
another one of those built.
Absolutely.
And why? Because it was in a movie.
It's
Yes.
gonna happen. It's
But
gonna happen to
I can't
John.
lie.
Serious?
I had to have
And so, yeah, Brett's freaking
I had
out
to
'cause
have
he sees water
the welfare
everywhere,
from
you know,
the
they're
Bond movie.
Yeah.
autistic
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people
yeah.
that got PPKs.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, no, the new version
Oh, the new
when
version?
they switched to the
Yeah,
I have the Smith and Wesson version, the SW99
Oh,
45, so it's wrong on multiple levels,
Yeah,
but
shit.
it still looks like it.
Yeah.
Quickie with Miss Beale. Happy
One of my
tomorrow.
gold guns is a
know, so-
Steyr because it
No,
was
no,
in
no.
I have that in
Die
stock. I have that in stock. I have a Steyr in stock.
Bless his heart.
Yep.
Oh, shut up. Hey, guess what Craig has in stock?
What?
I
A
have-
Steyr.
I do.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'll trade you even up for the JP.
Nice try.
Yeah.
Off the top of your head, you know what that's the ballpark number on that guy?
4 grand. That's off the top of my head.
Nice.
More than my
But
change.
it's the
check,
it's
you
got
know.
digital camel. It's the A3 that uses AR mags. So the more usable version of it.
Yes. A friend of mine was just up with his, and the first time I ever shot it over a year ago, it had the stock trigger in it, and he just upgraded it to I don't know
Yeah,
what
just-
I don't know what
still
company it
seeing,
was,
like,
but I scaled it at
Suspect what
3
John was doing.
3 pounds 9 ounces,
Oh wow.
and that was
Who would
like
dream
almost
that?
almost half of what that stock
Yeah.
one
Who
was.
would dream that? I mean, seriously.
And
Come on.
one thing I thought was really bizarre
looking at
that I didn't realize, but
$4,500.
evidently it works because I've never seen a complaint or a
No
fail,
guarantee.
is how much plastic there is in the fire control group of a hog.
Yeah, I've never taken one apart. I only owned one. So
But I do
but
want
They have a plastic
Well,
hammer,
good luck with that.
I believe it.
but his never failed.
Yep.
No, so
They don't fail. They're obviously
I mean, there's
tested, and they've been in military service
Yeah.
all over the world for.
and still are. So
Still are.
if the military is picking them, they're not picking them because they got a really good deal on them.
And I've never been able to shoot one because I shoot left-handed,
And technically,
and
I
there
didn't
is a
see
left.
anything.
You can
You
swap
figured
them
it
out,
out.
but I've never done it.
I'm
You
off the
can
book.
swap
I
them,
got kids.
but he bought a special deflector.
I got kids.
And it made he never got hit. That we had 2 lefties shoot it.
Okay.
Was it 2 weekends ago now? And they were both.
With
they
just
were-
a brass
And then, John came
brass
back, we
deflector.
invited
Yeah,
him on it,
just
and
the
I
brass.
said,
It was still the port. Nothing
I know that
changed
he really wants
except
to do
for,
this
and it
badly,
looked like
you
a
know,
stock
so he
item.
wants to
It,
make this happen.
I don't
And
know,
then
Jolson.
that's
When you
what
see
he
this,
wants
I
to
actually
make
wouldn't mind
happen.
having a link to both
And
the
I
trigger
said,
and the
okay.
and the
He says,
deflector
yeah.
because
keep this a secret.
for her shooting it, it will have to have the
And I said,
deflector.
Well
good
kept.
luck with that.
But
No.
sounds like my.
Well kept for a
I
long
was just
time.
ripping on my friend Joey for paying $2,300 for a Tavor, and now I'm looking at $4,000 for a Steyr.
Yeah, they're hard to get.
This is-
Everything's hard to get right now.
Oh,
That's my
no,
biggest
no,
problem in the world.
you know, I
Getting product to
think
sell.
because
Because
he'll
everything
be
is
the
selling.
only 9/11 survivor who looks at things.
And then trying to find the niche stuff that I usually sell.
And
Impossible.
John's always there to help everybody.
Okay, well, again, I didn't want this to turn into a typical hour-long brew review, but I wanted you guys to
Very
meet
good.
Craig, and again, because they can reach you via the internet, it might be possible for you to find something that maybe they can't find somewhere else.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
at least check with him.
Yep.
And if you are here locally, because I do have a bunch of local guys, you know, J-Dog, what are you doing next weekend?
And you could drop me an email, Craig@HammerDownFirearms.com.
I'll put all that down and below the video. But before we go, What do you? Being that this is a,
Yeah, it's not bad. I wouldn't drink it all night, but it ain't bad.
trust me, you can't. You'll wake up outside next to Swag somewhere. Hey, buddy.
Let's go, doggy.
When you have to look up to the dog.
Yeah,
We cuddle.
I've been there.
And David, congratulations on the lineup there.
Thank you.
That's the sweet stuff. And Craig, I hope people take advantage at the gun show of at least being able. I mean, heck, if you want to get into it, and I'm not the kind of person that's great at getting into this. Before you opened it, you pretty much don't have to worry about, say, any kind of contagions.
Sure.
Versus buying a hot dog from
Yeah.
Right.
Sleazy Lou over there.
With free floating
Got that.
boogers.
You got that cigar hanging out of his mouth, dropping into the hot dog water.
Right, right.
So, all right, check out the information down below, and I look forward to seeing you next weekend. And maybe, I guess either one of two things needs to happen. I need to start putting a weekly kitty aside until I hit a certain number, or finding out how hard it would be to find another one if you need to. I mean, you're going to want to sell yours as soon as you can, but
We can work it out.
I wouldn't mind you sending me a picture of it
Sure.
when you get the opportunity, because I've only seen the black ones. I don't think I've ever seen a camo version.
Digital camo. So yeah.
Okay, guys. If there's any questions or comments, leave them down below, because he is a YouTuber as far as viewing wise. So, do you actually have an account to be
No.
able to answer questions?
I do not.
Okay.
We'll figure that out,
if
though.
there's questions, I can get the answers for you, and then I'll leave them down below. So, cheers, everyone, and check them out on Facebook. And if you're seeing me say this next weekend, see you down at the deck at the gun show. Meanwhile, if you want, David can introduce you to the gun show right now.
No, it's Bun Show.
The bun. Okay, I'm gonna get sick of it. I'll see you guys later.